You push record.
I will do and let everyone in.
And I'll just shut that down.
That would be good.
So that we haven't got a vibration going on.
Yeah, we don't want vibrations. Not
Yeah.
bad vibrations anyway.
I'll just keep letting everybody in. Hello, Deb. We have got it all under control, Deb. We're all over it.
I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it then.
Yeah. I would quite like to be sitting back and enjoying it where you are too, just quietly.
Yeah, who wouldn't? Really? That would be so cool.
Yes, it's just stopped raining, which is nice. So it's all nice and calm now.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Sun outside, yeah.
Oh, how lovely, how lovely. We've got everyone rolling on in. Pop your cameras on if you like so we can see your beautiful faces. Hi, Sharon, a couple of regulars in the room tonight. We've got our wonderful detox, some of our ultimate detox ladies coming in the call tonight, which is fantastic because usually we hold our call every Monday evening when we do the ultimate detox program. And so some of the lovely ladies that are in the program just get to jump on in and do all of this with us as a bit of an extra and a bonus, which is fantastic. Ellie, you're driving. Fair enough.
Yeah.
At least you can see my beautiful face, which you probably haven't seen for a while. It's so lovely that you're here. Thank you so much for coming. Fantastic. So, right, celebrations. I want to know everyone's celebration from yesterday. Whoop, whoop, pop it in the chat box, or if you're real proud, just speak it out loud and say, what are you celebrating? Keely, 800 grams. Yes. Woo! What a great celebration. That's awesome.
Sorry.
Fantastic. Mine was 900, so I'm celebrating 900 grams. Whoop, whoop.
Very cool.
What else? Deb, 500 grams. Yes. Fabulous. What else we got? Who else is celebrating this evening? Diane. Whoop, you took it out, girlfriend. 2.2. Feels unbelievable. Yes. But that's what the scale showed, absolutely. And I think last time, this was a great example too, wasn't it, Diane, last time with you, the inflammation in your body, it shows with that release when you, when you change your diet, how that shows is incredible. So yay, you, well done. That's awesome. Sharon, 900 grams, fantastic. Rowena, that I remembered to do the photos and the measurements and the weigh-in. Yes. Absolutely beautiful.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, that is a celebration because we do forget. And if you have forgotten and you're sitting there right now going, shit, I forgot to do the photos and the measurements, just do them. Do them tonight, do them in the morning, but just get them done because they are going to be your biggest friend at the end of the 10 days.
I really wish I'd have done that when I very first started losing weight.
Same.
It was only after I'd lost 13 that I decided to take a photo. And oh my gosh, I really wish that I'd taken that before photo because you sort of think, well, that's 26 packs of butter, you know, and I didn't have proof to myself. It was more to myself than anyone else, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Most definitely. Kerry Ann, I can see that you are live. Please let us know if you're watching live on Zoom. We need to know because we are doing a super duper magical draw this evening, and you lucky ladies that have turned up to the call tonight go into the draw. So you'll see me while Karen is doing her spiel tonight. I'm going to be writing all your names down on my little bits of paper that I've got here and then putting them into my magical box so that we can draw a winner by the end of the night. So sit in the end result of your name being drawn out for one of our spot prizes tonight. So yay! So I'm celebrating that as well.
Yeah, it's a really exciting one too.
It is very exciting.
Yeah. Do you know what? We decided to do that because everyone was participating so cool in the group, and the
Yeah.
group was feeling so exciting that we just went, you know what, let's do a really good spot prize tonight. Get
Yeah.
you all going, because you never know what else we're going to have on offer. So, yeah.
Oh, guess what, Pam? Where's Pam? 1.7. Woo! Good work, Pam. That is awesome. Bit of inflammation in the body there going on, which is great to get rid of.
Yeah, isn't it?
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. That's awesome.
I must say something, because I don't know if it was you, Pam, that said it was water weight. Now, the reason it's so exciting to let go of water weight is simply because when you're letting go of water weight, you're letting go of inflammation, because water, you have water around any inflammatory process. So by letting go of that inflammatory process, it means that something is working really, and with you, some of you, it's working extremely well. Now with others, it's going to take just a little bit more time, but it will work. And so, you know, it's just amazing to me that everyone is shifting and changing, and it's just so exciting. So thank you for sharing. And anything else you wanna share and really
Yeah, I think Keely's mentioned she's also celebrating the support and the amazing ladies in the group, and I have to back that, Keely, as well. As it's you're all doing a fabulous job in the Facebook group of supporting each other and holding each other's hands, you know, when we need to, when those little things start to jiggle us a little. It's really nice to help each other through it and to give support. So thank you for supporting each other as well. It's much appreciated from our side of the blocks as well. So yeah, it's lovely, really magical.
cool.
It's great.
Really cool. And I know some lovely ladies have said they're not going to be able to be in until later on in the call. So we just have to keep an eye on, make sure that
I've got them all here on my right hand side. So I'm watching. I've got my eyes everywhere.
Sweet.
Like a mother with the eyes in the back of my head.
Yeah, so before I drop into the frequency thing, it was brought to my attention that many of you lovely ladies, well, some of you anyway, have gone out and got cooked chicken from the supermarket. Now, nothing wrong in that, you might say. However, please remember to look at the ingredients. Because those cooked chickens, even the free range ones, have changed the ingredients lately. It used to be my go-to. If I was out and about, I used to go and get a cooked chicken. So please, ladies, make sure you look at the ingredients list. The other thing I would highly recommend about chicken is, if you can, please purchase organic from Bostock's, or at least free-range chicken. Now, I have a story around that I really want to share. So one of my lovely ladies, one of my very early clients, when I had a clinic and we were doing weigh and measures every week, and she came in and she'd been on the program a week and she hadn't lost a single thing. And normally when that happened, someone had introduced something that wasn't on the list. But in this case, she was just done it absolutely perfectly. And I looked, and every meal she'd had chicken. And I just said to her, are you having free range chicken or are you having normal chicken? She said, normal. Right, okay. I would like you to go and purchase free range chicken. Now, this was before Bostock's really got easily available. I don't even know if it was available then. So literally overnight, after eating free range chicken, her weight started dropping. So please, please, please make sure that you know where your chicken is coming from. Because we don't know, they might say hormone free or antibiotic free or whatever they say, but they could be having other things. And so basically, please just have a look at your ingredients Whenever you're not sure about something, look at the ingredients list and make sure you get the best quality you can possibly afford. And I mean, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy perfect organic ingredients. It's not always viable and it's not always available. But basically, if you can do that, you're going to get much better results much quicker. So Pam, tip for anyone not a huge fan of water. Yeah, that's a really good idea. You can get an app that reminds you every hour to have a drink, and it's manageable in small, regular amounts. Thank you, Pam. Yes, indeed. And also warm water for many people who don't like cold water. Warm water is easier to drink more of. So I would encourage you maybe to have a thermos with hot water with a few slices of lemon in, and that can really make it more palatable for many. So that's my bit about water. Thank you, Pam, for bringing that up. And it's always great to have people prompting me because it's, so it's really cool. Okay, right. So this evening I'm going to talk to you about frequencies. And as you all have noticed, by the way, how many of you here have got the QuantaCat? Can you just write in the chat whether you've done the QuantaCat or not, please? Yes, good. And you're able to access the frequencies, all right? Yeah, good. Diane, no. Okay. If you haven't got it, then there's the link in one of our emails. And
we can actually set that up for Diane tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that way, if you haven't got them, I would really highly encourage you to do so, because they really are really good and they really can help you. And I'm going to show you a bit. Okay, so today, as I said, I want to share with you an exciting, transformative concept that can significantly impact our journey towards weight balance and optimum health. And that is the power of frequencies. I just thought I'd drop in here and so that if you're not sure about frequencies, then we can really understand them a little bit better. So starting off with acknowledging a fundamental truth. Everything in the universe, including us, is made of energy. And I'm sure you know this. This energy vibrates at various frequencies. These frequencies are not just a part of the world around us, but they're also part of us. Our bodies, our minds, and our emotions. So why do frequencies matter on a weight balancing health program? And it's also weight loss, of course. And when we're discussing weight and health, we often focus on diet and even exercise and lifestyle. While these are critical, it is a vital fact that we are eating the foods that are right for us, like we discussed yesterday. You can be eating what is perceived a healthy food, but if it doesn't fit you, then you will be lowering your frequency. This is why understanding and balancing our energy frequencies offer us a powerful tool. Our body's frequency can influence our metabolic rate, our emotional well-being, and even our cravings and food choices. The principle of resonance, which is part of that is similar to frequencies that can influence each other. So if our frequencies aren't in resonance, then everything can start going out of kilter. Conversely, that when we align our body's frequencies to a healthier, more balanced vibration, we can enhance our body's natural ability to shed excess weight and improve our overall health. So when we look at emotional frequencies and our eating habits, our emotions emit specific frequencies. Feelings of stress or sadness can lower our vibrational energy, often leading to unhealthy eating habits. So this leads us nicely into habitual ways of eating, stress, and our vibration. We dive deeper into this in our Ultimate Detox program, which we will discuss more about as we go through this journey together. The higher the frequency, the less likely we are to put weight on. We're less likely to get depressed and also to overreact to stress. when we are habitually in a high frequency, even when we are exposed to negative events, we are far more likely to pivot out of the negativity and not be affected by it. So it's a bit like water off a duck's back. While conversely, if we're in a low frequency as a matter of habit, then it is easier to stay there. So frequency, like everything else, is habitual. If we can manage these emotional frequencies, we make healthier choices and develop a more balanced relationship with food. So we cannot talk about frequencies without mentioning cellular memory. Any of my clients know that I talk about cellular memory a lot. For example, if we have a memory of a trauma of some type, this will lodge into our cellular memory. If we have compounded cellular memories, and what I mean by that is if you, for example, have physical abuse in the family as a youngster, you will then get energy blocks. And energy blocks cause, in the long term, physical blocks. And those physical blocks give us symptoms, which can then lead to disease. So when you unlock cellular memories, this can allow your energy to flow and then raise up our frequency. So how do we do this? There are so many ways. It can be meditation, therapy of many types, working with people like Patsy and Raywin, and also things like the journey. So I was exposed in the mid-90s to a lady called Brandon Bays, who developed the journey process. And many of you, I'm sure, know of her. And I was fortunate enough to work with Brandon. We used to go and work in retreats where Brandon worked with them at an emotional level, and we worked at a physical level. We also provided the food and everything else that went along with it. And I was lucky enough last year to work with one of our lovely clients who is in this group, I believe, Tanya. And Tanya is a journey therapist. And this was before I met Patsy and Raymond. Otherwise, I probably would have talked to them. But Tanya took me through a journey process. And I can honestly say, I released some cellular memories. And that enabled my frequency to become more more able to take on the job that I'm doing now. And that is helping more and more people, because I had a limiting belief, and that was a frequency. And so by releasing that frequency, and I was also using my app. And so basically with those two together, I feel I let go of a cellular memory. And so that brings me quite nicely onto the QuantiCap. The reason I'm introducing this exciting tool in this group, and it's the first time we've ever done this, and it's really quite interesting because I was sitting designing this course and I really wanted to include the frequencies. And I thought to myself, I would really, really like for my clients, you, to be able to try the QuantiCap without having to pay out the money for it. It's not a lot of money for the actual QuantiCap. If you wanted to purchase it, it's 66 American dollars, so it's roughly $110. But I wanted you to try it before you buy it, if you decide to do it. And so consequently, I was sitting there thinking, how am I going to do this? Because at the time, they didn't do the trial. And I thought to myself, okay, how can I get people to experience it? And I was thinking, racking my brains, and anyway, I just parked it for a bit. And then literally that Wednesday, a beautiful email popped into my inbox, and lo and behold, they were offering a 14-day free trial for the QuantiCap, and they'd never done it before. And it's a part and parcel of their marketing. And so I got really excited. And so hence why you have been introduced to the frequency tool. And so I just wanted to include that little story so you understand a little bit about it. So this innovative app uses a scan of your voice to analyze your unique vibrational frequency. Why the voice? Because your voice is a very powerful indicator of your body's energetic state. And the app works by really providing specific frequencies after it's done the scan of you that resonate with you to help bring your frequencies up. And if we are able to, next week, I will show you, I'll do a test on one of you. I'll do a full body test so that you can see the potentiality of it. So basically, we can go through your whole body energy and what resonates against your energy or not. And so consequently, you'll see in your Quanticap, you may have the conception vessel meridian, or you might have spinal things, or you might have protective elements of energies, and all. There is so many things we can help you with this app. And so I just did a very brief scan of all of you. It took me about 15 minutes for each one, and I think I did 50 of you yesterday or something like that. It was quite a long, and I've done quite a few today. So I just wanted you to see why the certain frequencies were picked. And it wasn't by me, although some of them intuitively I pick whichever ones I feel you need. But basically, I just wanted you to test it out to see what you felt. And so all of this is to help you with your unique frequency and help raise your vibration so that your journey will be totally and utterly unique, but you will get the most out of this process. And I just feel that it's a personalized journey. And just like your foods, you'll react to certain foods and you won't react to others, whereas others will be conversely the difference. And so as an example of foods, one of my early clients who showed me about the inflammation component and how reactive our bodies actually are is my lovely client in the first 6 weeks had lost 21.5 kilos. And she went on to the next stage because it was 6 weeks at that time. And she went into the next stage of introducing foods. And I just gave it, just said carte blanche, just add in these low carbohydrate foods and away you go. Anyway, so the next day she phoned me up and she put on 1.3 kilos and was in a pickle, like she was really in a little bit of a state. And anyway, so we went over what she'd eaten. She'd gone back to having 3 meals a day, but she'd had yogurt for breakfast, amongst other things, of course. She had yogurt for breakfast. She'd had cream for lunch, and then she'd had cheese at night. And so basically, obviously, we were looking at dairy. So I said, right, okay, go back to the strict eating for 3 or 4 days and the weight will come off. And of course it did. And what happened then is we decided to introduce the foods that we potentially was causing the problem. So we got her on yogurt. She was fine with yogurt. We got her on cream and she was fine with cream. Then we got her on cheese and her weight went up by 1.4 kilos. So we did the rounds again. We let her body rest, and then we introduced cheeses, different cheeses, step by step, and she was fine with all of them, apart from Camembert and Brie. So we are all very, very unique, emotionally, physically, and energetically. And this is where tools like the Quanticap, like other things, can really, really help you get your vibration up so that when your vibration rises, you're far less likely to make food choices that don't serve you. And so that's what I really like. It's really amazing that we are so unique to be able to offer you this but it's also wonderful to see how you all get on. I'm really excited. So, has anyone got any questions around
Got
that?
a question here from Diane, Karen. Given that women's voices can vary from a very high to very deep, does that mean that people with, say, deep voices all have similar frequencies? It's a
No,
great question.
it is a really, really good question, and I've never been asked that before, but I would say no, because what it's picking up, you know, when someone's quite sick, you can hear it in their tone. So it's picking up on the much more variant frequencies. So, I mean, I've got a relatively deep voice, and so have you, Raywin, but some people have got higher. It doesn't make any difference, really. It's about the timbre of the voice, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So it's the health of the voice, I think, you know.
It's the
So if you're healthy,
intricacies. Is that
yeah,
the word?
that's a very
Of the vibrations
yeah.
of what's actually happening for you individually within your energy system, because we all vibrate on very different frequencies, and we're all on very different levels, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. We're all at different, and that's why you will find that you frequent to certain friends that you want to hang around with, because they're in your energy field, they're in your, you know, your emotional frequency field, you know. It's all got to do with energy. It's all got to do with energy. So this is a tool that can just really help align you in all sorts of different areas of your being as such. Mm.
So
Yes,
I was going to share my phone, but I was going to share my app on my phone so I could show you, but it's decided to die.
Oh,
So anyway, that's okay. So basically,
never mind.
what you
we've got
do,
a couple of questions coming in.
yeah, I've seen that, but what you can do is, I saw a question in the group earlier about how if you don't clear the tray at the bottom of your frequencies, so say for example, you're habitually, which I hope you are, habitually listening to 741 in the solfeggios. So you can pop that into the tray at the bottom. And then you can go out and go into your playlist and put that other playlist in. So the main playlist, and then you hit the top, which says basically put all of these into your tray, and you'll find the solfeggios is still in there. It's only when you clear the list at the bottom that they won't be in there. So you don't have to keep on reloading. So, but you can if you want to. So you can, if you want to, go through each individual. Now I can't remember who asked that question. I think it was Keely. Listening them to it all at once. Yes, it's absolutely all at once. And I do recommend having them all at once, because your body checks in with what it wants, what it needs, and will not accept anything it doesn't. It's a bit like using a complex homeopathic remedy. Your body will absorb and utilize what it needs and then kick out the rest. So that is the beauty of it, really. And what I tend to recommend is using it 3 times a day. However, if you're struggling, then use it every hour or so. It really doesn't matter. And so it's you know, it's a really important thing that you follow your intuition. And that's the same with everything, really. You know, listening to self is the most important part of this whole process, really. And Marie, bit nervous to eat some of those foods. You don't have to eat all the foods on the list. If it doesn't resonate with you, then don't eat it. And this is a way of checking in with your body. So this 10 days is just for you to check in and see if it works with you. And so what we tend to do with the programs that we operate, so Fast Track is a 40-day program where you eat like we're getting you to eat now, with remedies and other things. And the Ultimate Detox is a 12-week program where we get you to eat like you're eating right now for 6 weeks. And then we step things up a bit in the latter 6 weeks, where we get you to do fasting and stuff like that. And I get you to do other things as well. And it's always exciting and fun. Well, I think it's fun anyway, whether everyone else does or not. I'm sure Raven and Deb will acknowledge that it is fun, because it's fun because you're changing and you're just really, really having an amazing time in your own body. And so that's what the reason 40 days minimum on low inflammatory foods. It takes 40 days to change a habit. So if you habitually go towards something, it might be sugar, it might be bread, it might be toast, it might be, fill in the blank. It takes 40 days to switch that off. Also, if you've got an inflammatory process going on in your body, what happens is, so let's just take as an example. If you've got an inflammatory process going on for wheat, for example, what happens when you eat wheat is your body has a cortisol reaction and you get a very brief high. So you start getting histamine reaction, you get this brief high, and your brain remembers that high. And so consequently, be sugar, it can be anything. So your body remembers that. And so consequently, when you get tired, then you gravitate towards foods that will give you that high, even if it's only very briefly. It's how the brain works. And so if we can take those foods out that are really causing you an inflammatory process, what happens then is not only do you let go of the cravings for that, but also, let me just take you on another journey. Sorry about this. Is you're eating wheat and your body doesn't like it. And so it's causing a stress response in your body. So what happens then is you've got this stress response going on, and then you start eating another food regularly, and it can be anything really. It can be beans, say you have beans every day, or you have something else. And what starts happening is you start overreacting to everything because your body's in stress. And so consequently, by cleansing those out of your body for 40 days or more, what you're able to do is start reintroducing a food. And you can check by using the bathroom scales to see if your body is resonating with them or not. So this is a process that we can really, truly learn about our body. And I get you to introduce foods in a certain order, because so basically we need fat. So consequently, I get you to introduce the fats first. You need more variety of protein, I get you to introduce more protein if you're on the original. And then I get you to introduce different vegetables like the mushrooms and the cauliflowers. And so we start building so that you don't have to eat like I'm getting you to eat right now. It's actually for you to really learn about your body and what your body likes and what it doesn't like. And it doesn't mean to say that if your body reacts to something, that you can't ever have it again. Because like I brought up the example of avocados yesterday, is if you really love avocados, but your body doesn't love them, you can still have them once a week, because if you're eating foods generally that are low inflammatory for you, then that inflammation, like you've seen with the scales, inflammation goes down pretty quick. And so that's why I want you to fall in love with the bathroom scales. And I'll keep reiterating about that, because so many times we can fall back and not get on the scales. And then what happens is all of a sudden 10 kilos is back on, or 20 kilos is back on, because you haven't been checking in with yourself. And I think checking in with yourself is so very important. And so that is my thing about how long you stay on this diet for. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I just eat healthy. For me, my healthy diet is, so I do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I eat more or less healthy. Saturday, I let my hair down and have whatever I feel like. I'm normally eating quite healthy, but I do have the occasional glass or two of wine and other things. And then on Sunday, I go back to my healthy diet. And then Monday, Tuesday, I tend to do a broth fast. And so it's 48-hour broth fast. So I keep all the inflammation under wraps. Some days I only do one day, but basically keep all the inflammation under wraps. And so I can have and enjoy my life. And it's different to everyone. And so I think it's how you
And
can
it comes with
schedule.
experience.
Yeah, it does. And not everyone has to do not everyone has had health issues and things that I've had. And so everyone has to do things in a different way. But that's what my job is, to help you do that.
There's just another couple of questions on the frequency there up higher, Karen. Jackie said, how often should you do the voice recording and change the frequency?
Okay, so the QuantiCat only lasts, the frequencies I've sent you only last for 7 days. So what I get clients to do generally is do me a voice recording on a Sunday night, Monday morning, and then I send them the frequencies and they last for the week. And we will find that with everyone, there is a thing that you need to work on for a few weeks to really get trained in the frequency. So your habitual way of being with the frequencies is where your body starts getting adapted, and then you start changing, and then something else changes. And so once a week is enough, but also using the solfeggios, and if you feel like it, you can do the chakra cleaning. And so so that is my recommendation. So also if you're working with me, if you find that, say for example, in the middle of the week you're working with a particular issue, you can always do a voice recording and let me know, and I can send you the frequencies for a particular issue. So for example, you get migraines or something and you're getting migraine, then we can send you the frequencies that you can treat your migraine every hour or so until it's gone. So there's various different ways of using it. And so, yeah, that's what I love about it. It's so versatile.
And Pam's also wondering if there's what some of them mean. So is there a guide that explains what you have chosen for us?
Oh, good Lord. There's so many. So I have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of remedies in there. And so what I have chosen for nearly everyone is because nearly everyone's spine was out of alignment. So I've chosen for nearly everyone the whole spinal panel, because as I think I've said to you, I'm not sure if I have, but if your spine's out of alignment, you will not be able to keep weight off. And it might not be as in aches and pains of the spine. It might be that your frequency in your spine isn't flowing enough. And so some of you might have had the governor and conception vessel meridian in yours. And if that's the case, that's why the spinal ones are in there, because the energy frequencies aren't flowing as well. And I'm also working on a library of frequencies for the vagus nerve, because if the vagus nerve has been affected, then again, you won't be able to keep the weight off, because the vagus nerve's linked very much with the hypothalamus. So it's a really, really important thing that if you have a sore back, then you need to have it. You need to find a good practitioner to help. The frequencies can help big time. They really can. They can help keep in alignment. So if you habitually go to a chiropractor or an osteopath, then what happens is the body gets used to it. But if you have the frequencies to support it, it means that you're likely to hold that adjustment better. That makes sense? Cancel. Okay.
Yep, great. All right. So we've got another one from Diane here. What would the symptoms of really struggling be? Struggling to follow the food aspects of the problem or something else? Maybe
Sorry.
you want to talk into
Diane,
that.
Diane. Talk to me, Diane, because
so
I'm not
that
sure what you mean.
So that we can both sort of sort that question out.
You might need to unmute yourself, Diane.
Or unmute, darling. Can you unmute?
That's it, lovely.
Sorry, Teams
That's
and
all right.
Zoom work differently, and I'm used to Teams. Yeah, actually, I'm having difficulty now remembering exactly what the sentence that that I was reacting to. Yeah,
We
there was
were
a point where
talking
you
the
said,
frequencies or the food.
oh no, yeah, no, there's a point where you're saying, well, if you're really struggling, you could send me another voice recording, etc.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just trying to think, well, what am I looking for? Am I looking for, I'm just having trouble resisting the temptations of the food that's not on the program, or were you talking about something else, some other form of
Yeah,
struggle?
something else really, because I have been putting frequencies for that in anyway. So
Right.
basically, if you're having, like I say, headaches, or if you're having gut issues, or if you're having other issues like that, although we can, in theory, we can definitely send you other support for that. But when there's sticking to the food list, there's an emotional component to that one. So, and it's actually making sure that you are sticking to the list and being really strict with yourself, because if you don't, then you're not gonna get the results you desire or deserve it. So yeah, so with the if you've got an emergency thing going on, then basically I can send you something straight away. So if I'm not busy, but
Maybe back pain, Diane.
Yeah.
yeah, that can often, if you've got back pain, it's very often that if you have back pain, it can affect everything. So if you look at back pain, it affects the vagus nerves affected. The vagus nerve being affected affects digestion. So if you've got digestive issues going on, then that can start a cascade of emotional, physical, hormonal issues going on. And so you go into stress response, and then you need something to eat. Does that make sense, Diane?
Sure does.
Makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, it's really I think really important that we really look at what symptoms we're having, because those symptoms will be linked with what else we've got to work in. And so, as I've always said, well, not always, but lately I've been saying, we're lucky if we put on weight. So, because we have symptoms, and sometimes we don't notice those symptoms. So
we have got another question here from Gillian. If I select 30 minutes but have then only listened to 10 minutes, have I missed some frequencies?
no. The frequencies are all combined. The sound combines all of the frequencies at once. So you can have it on for 2 minutes. So on my device, which is the Genius, which is the sort of like it's like the sort of master controller. It's not really, but it's the master. So basically, I can put clients on the frequency for just a few minutes, and it shows me the rectification in the energy field. And literally after 5 minutes, you can see a rectification of 60%. So, but it's holding them there. It's holding that 60% rectification, which is the habitual way of being in frequency. So it's like habitual way of being of eating, a habitual way of being in energy, a habitual way of us and the way we are. And the more we can habitually get your frequency into alignment, then the less you need the support of things. And so the object of the exercise is to not need these things all the time. Yeah.
We've got a couple of questions that have come through on the Facebook Live. Kerry Ann, these 2 days have been the longest I've been without cheese. Someone told me that foods you crave are the foods you should avoid. Is there any truth in that?
It's a very good question, Kerry Ann. I think we tend to crave foods if we're out of alignment that will give us that hit, will give us that feel-good feeling I was talking about. But when we're in alignment, we tend to make better food choices. So, for example, cheese could be really, really good for you, or not. But once you've taken them out of your diet for a period of time and you introduce them again, then you'll learn. And that's the whole object of this, is because we get told this, you shouldn't have this, you shouldn't have that, you shouldn't. The whole object of this program is to find out what our perfect superfoods are. So superfoods to me are real food. It's not the powders, it's not the berries, it's not the fill in the blank. It's real food. Most of us, it's good meat, eggs, whatever. I know my superfood is beef. I know that because I get sated very quickly and I don't feel the need for any other food when I've had it, especially brisket. It's my favorite. So, and it's all fatty and yummy. So basically it's just finding out what your ideal foods, because the object of this program is not for me to tell you what you should or shouldn't eat. It's for your body to tell you what you should or shouldn't eat, you know? And I think that is the beauty of my program, even though I do say so myself. It's very exceptional. Okay. Any more
Awesome.
questions?
I'm just having a look through. Can do the C1 through to 13 refer to the neck?
L1 does.
CO can, I'm not quite sure what that means at the beginning, Pam. Do the C1 through to 13 refer to the neck, and L1 through to the last one refer to lumbar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got T. You should have thoracic as well.
Thoracic, yeah.
So yes, it's the whole spinal thing.
Yeah.
So you could, if you wanted to, you could just drag all the spinal ones into the, or put all your whole library in there and then click the ones you don't want on. So whatever's easier. Yeah. So
beautiful.
yeah, so this is all about you. This is about you going, I don't want that, and take it off. And that's cool. You know, they're there to give you the opportunity to see how they work for you, you know? And that's the whole thing. Yeah, frequency is wonderful, Geneva, isn't it? It's relaxing and good path to meditation. I agree, 100%. And so,
Awesome. Great. Has anyone got any other bursting questions that they want answered before we do a wee exercise to finish off tonight, and then we'll draw the prize?
oh yeah, lucky winner.
Karen, can you answer Jennifer's question?
Jennifer, sorry, did I missed one? Oh,
Yeah.
I noticed that gallbladder meridian and detox
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
detox.
okay.
I've had my gallbladder removed.
Yes. Well, the thing about the gallbladder removal is if you've had your gallbladder removed, of course, your meridian is going to need help keeping it in alignment. So the gallbladder meridian is not just the gallbladder. It goes all the way through the legs, and it goes up through the hips, and it goes up. And I think it actually goes around through the head. So any symptoms you may have could be being caused by the gallbladder meridian being interfered with from surgery or even prior. So it could be that you might have had a gallbladder meridian block that could have actually been part of the root of you having to have your gallbladder removed in the first place. And so that is, yeah. And so the detox is to help support you with that, because it could be because you've had your gallbladder removed, and of course your ability to digest fat gets lowered. Doesn't mean to say you can't digest fat, because the liver's always creating bile. It's just that you don't have that reservoir that pumps out bile when you have a heavy fatty meal. So what I say to most of my lovely ladies who have had their gallbladder removed is either when you're having fat, just make sure you're having it sort of in split doses, so to speak, or you can take a digestive enzyme supplement that contains ox bile, and Nature's Sunshine has one, and it's a really good quality. And I'll try and put it remind me, Jennifer, remind me to put the link in the group, because you won't be the only one. So basically, if you have a fatty meal, you don't have to take them with every meal, But if you think to yourself, oh, that was quite fatty, take the digestive enzymes. Or if you're preparing a meal with, say, garlic butter or something like that, take it before. And that way you're going to get huge benefits from that, because having not enough digestive capability can cause a stress in the body too. Yeah.
I think Jenny said also too that she's having a bit of trouble with the app. I just want to ask everyone if they have reviewed the email that came through with all the instructions for the QuantiCap and how to use it and all of that sort of stuff. So what we might do is maybe post that on the Facebook page so that everyone can be refreshed maybe, and then from there, if there's any questions, maybe load them up underneath or to get in touch with us.
Yeah, I've got a video somewhere.
Yeah, I've got it here. I'll load it up to the Facebook page, and then Jenny, maybe I'm not sure if you've watched it or not, or where you're having troubles with it. But yeah, we can all help each other along the way with if there's any issues with reading it or whatever's happening. So yeah, does everyone feel all right about it?
Can I just say as well that the app itself has some built-in videos to watch around using it as well.
Yeah.
So they might be checking out.
Explore, ladies.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. And the great thing is once you've got the app, so this is what I love about this company that I deal with, is once you've got the app, it's a one-off payment for the app itself. You've got the built-in solfeggios and you've got the built-in chakras, and it's yours for life. So even if you have a new phone or anything, all you have to do is reload it, put your details, just remember your password and what email you're using, and then it's yours for life. And also what I do with my clients is I just charge them $35 a week, and I send them frequencies of whatever they're working on, or we include it in the Ultimate Detox now. It's a new one. And so basically it's yours for life. You've got the solfeggios and the chakras. And if you want to work with the practitioner, you can choose any practitioner who uses the Genius. And I will go over the Genius one day next week, so that you can see what it's all about, because it really is a fascinating tool. And so that's so Jenny, if you do have any struggles, don't, message me and I'll try and help. So that is,
we're all here to try and make it as smooth as possible. Try to anyway, with all these technologies that we've got going on. We have got one last question tonight on constipation, please, Karen.
Okay, constipation. Now, it's a very common thing, right? So when we move from using sugar as energy into using our own fat or fats as energy, you will always have a slowdown of the bowels, always, until the body gets adjusted. So what I have found with the carnivore diet is if you increase the amount of fat you have, your bowels come right really quite quickly. And some people go the other way, and it can be a bit loose. So it's really important that we, no, it wasn't covered yesterday. You're all good. It's basically an important component. So there are herbs and things I tend to recommend. There's Nature's Sunshine. I'm not a big fan, by the way, of Nature's Sunshine. They just happen to be the products that I recommend for certain things. It used to be called LBS2, and I think it's actually I think it's called lower bowel something or other now. But anyway, I think they've still got LBS2 written on it. And they're quite strong laxatives. It's only to be used occasionally, if possible. So if you find that you haven't had a bowel motion for a few days and you're uncomfortable, it's only if you're uncomfortable and feeling bloated that you need to take it. That's it, lower bowel support. Thank you very much. That's really cool. You're a star. And so that you take one at a time. And there's also bowel build. So if you have a history of having gut issues, then bowel build's useful. It contains things like charcoal and bentonite clay, and it can be actually a bit of a toner. There's another product that I find really quite useful, and it's called Trifila, Trifila, and it's an Ayurvedic formula that's a bowel toner and can be very useful. So there's lots of things you can try, but don't worry too much about it, because the body is shifting and changing, and it's like you will have some symptoms that you think, oh my gosh, what is this? And my bowels might not move, but as long as you're feeling okay, as long as the weight is going in the right direction, everything will fall into place. And if there's acute, if there's real chronic constipation issues, then talk to me. Okay. Does that make sense, Josephine?
It did, thank you.
A pleasure.
Yeah. Anything you need help with, please call out, and just keep popping those questions into the question block that's on the Facebook page as well. And then obviously, if there's no other way, then please email us. It's probably the easiest way to get in touch with us, is to send us an email.
Yeah. Or a message.
Yeah, or a message would be wonderful. So to finish off tonight, I know we could probably carry on and on with questions all evening, because it's so fascinating getting the information. And day 2, still trying to get your head around the concept of what's happening to you, your body, and your brain. The other thing that I just wanted to touch on tonight is that I'm going to give you a sentence which I'd like you to complete in preparation for Thursday evening. So we're going to do a little bit more mindset on Thursday night when you come along to the call. So we're going to do a little bit more of a deep dive into the emotions and the brain side of things. So I'm going to supply you with a question that I want you to ponder over the next couple of days, and really sit. Some of you may have already actually looked at your reasons as to why you are here and what you are wanting to achieve, even within this 10 days. You and I well and truly know that this is information that you are gaining over the next 10 days to know whether you are truly ready to step into a program that is going to provide you with the benefits of long-term health. So I really want you to look at this question and ponder it for not just for this 10 days, but I also want you to think about your long-term health. So the question, I'm going to get you to, hopefully you'll have it written down, or you'll be able to write it down. If you can't write it down, then don't panic too much, because I will pop it into the Facebook group. This is part of the work that we do on the Ultimate Detox program with getting you to complete this. But we do go into a lot more detail and also a lot more support when we go into helping you with this. So the formula statement is, I want to do this challenge because / so that fill in the blank. I want to do this challenge because or so that fill in the blank, full stop. This is important to me because it will allow me to fill in the blank. So this is important to me because it will allow me to fill in the blank. ... Full stop. This will change my life because then I can fill in the blank. Full stop. So this will change my life because then I can blah, blah, blah. And the last part of the statement, ultimately, this will enable me to ... fill in the blank. Ultimately, this will enable me to. So we really truly believe that identifying and visualizing our why is a really critical part of being successful on our journey. So this formula, once again, I want to do this challenge because, or so that, blah, 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 full stop. This is important to me because it will allow me to, blah, blah, blah. This will change my life because then I can, blah, blah, blah. And ultimately, this will enable me to, blah, blah, blah. So we want you to keep going deeper on each level. So yes, you are doing it for this reason, but why are you doing it for this reason? And when the why comes up, then how is that going to help you? And what is that going to give you long term? So that can be your little bit of homework to step into over the next couple of nights before we meet back again on Thursday. We are... we're available, obviously, on the Facebook page and via email to give you as much support as we possibly can with any questions that need to be answered and addressed. And once again, we'll get to you, or we'll reply as quickly as we can. We will look through the questions tonight again as well. So if there's one that we've accidentally missed or haven't got to, then we'll endeavour to get those questions answered for you as well. So we, I think we've sort of come to the end of the night tonight. We're trying to be respectful of everyone's time, and we've been on here for an hour, so we really value the quality of time that you come and spend with us. So I think, unless you've got anything else, Karen, I think we'll say good night. And
Ray, can I just check? Can I just check? Do you want us to bring those with us tomorrow?
What was that? On Thursday, yes.
Yeah, you just want us to bring them. You don't want us to lodge them anywhere.
No, I want you to bring them with you.
Bring them, yeah. Okay, fine. Thanks.
Yeah. Bring them with you. That'd be wonderful. We're going to do the drawer. I was going to let you all go without doing the drawer. The most important, fun part of the evening.
I wouldn't let you do that.
I've put all the names in. You're going to have to trust me that I've got all your names in, and just like you're going to have to trust that the people that are online are still there. So I'm shaking them all around. I've got my hand. I'm not looking, and I'm going to pull someone's head out, someone's name out. Drum roll. Drum roll. Who have we got? Pam. You better tell her what she's won, Karen.
Hey?
You better tell her what she's won.
You won the Ultimate Detox Basic Package. So it's a 12-week journey. So you can join when you're ready and let me know. We'll message you tomorrow. And so the basic package includes all the information, support of the group, weekly Q&A calls, and so much more. And the frequencies.
Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well done for showing up.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic. So we'll be doing some more spot prizes as we go along over the next 2 weeks. So make sure you turn up for the calls as best you can, and you could be a winner too. Whoop, whoop. So exciting. This is great. Fantastic. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for showing up for yourselves. Keep showing up and reach out. Just remember, we're there on Facebook and we're available for you, especially if you're going through a little bit of a wonky few, moments. Just reach out. That's what we're there for.
The group's amazing.
Yeah. We're all here to support each other. So keep going strong. You're doing
awesome.
great.
Bye all.
Awesome. See you. Good night.